limiting their offense, limiting even what they could do defensively. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 4. And this tip-off is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. I'm Paolo De Rosario, joined by Coach Mark Molina. Coach Mark, we talk about strong starts, especially for a guy like CJ Perez. But it's not just him who needs to get going here for the San Miguel Beermen.
And we see the first adjustment here as San Miguel goes straight to Junmar.
Coach, rebounding was a big story in the last game, especially on the offensive glass for the Meralco Bolts. The San Miguel Beermen just need to do a better job at finishing possessions just like that.
And this is the start that they need. When every time you're down in a series, you want a quick start. Now San Miguel making their first 2 free throws, both of them coming inside the paint.
Ball pops up. Chris Newsom has it though. Shoots right at the face of CJ Perez. Still off the mark. 2 shots from Chris Newsom, none going in so far. Now here's Chris Ross. Chris Banquero right in front of him. Coach, it's always dangerous for anyone to count out the San Miguel Beermen despite the trends you've seen in the first 3 games. And right now, San Miguel just want a strong start, and they're getting that here so far perfect from the field.
For Meralco, that's the reason why they are in the finals. They limited San Miguel to 38-point shooting. Now, that's 4 baskets inside the paint for San Miguel. So I'm sure Coach Luigi Trillo is not happy with the start.
The start there, not very good for the Meralco Bolts as CJ Perez sails in for that two. And of course, CJ had a bit of a slow start in the last game. Took him a while to get going. He did eventually finish scoring in the double-digit figures as Bong Quinto finally gets a first field goal here for the Meralco Bolts.
Important basket for Bong Quinto there as Meralco was without a field goal for about 3 minutes already.
Remember, Bong Quinto did torture the San Miguel Beermen with 13 points in the first half in the last game. Motautua trying to play bully ball inside. Is able to score despite the defense of Cliff Hodge.
Every time they play Tuliano at the 4, Hodge takes advantage inside the paint. Now is the bigger Tautua, so it's Mo's turn to try and take advantage of that matchup at the power forward position.
Well, in any other team, Motautua is a center. As Junmar Fajardo gets a block on Hodge, and Hodge unable to finish there. Ball falls back to Hodge though. Good effort from Meralco Bolts. And Chris Banquero scores another 2.
Now that's what won the game for Meralco, second chance points. So here in the first quarter, they get their first 2 second chance points.
Well, the second chance point numbers has been a piece of concern, to say the least, here for the San Miguel Beermen. In the last game, we talked about second chance points, 22 second chance points for the Meralco Bolts last time around. And Marshall Lassiter splashes home a 3 from the corner. CJ attacks, drives, slashes. Acrobatic finish, but no good. Here's Cliff Hodge. Hodge driving inside, gets the 2 despite the pressure.
This is what Meralco must do when San Miguel fields this double center lineup here with Tautua and Fajardo. They need to push the ball, and their big men must run. Great job by Cliff Hodge in that last possession.
Here's Junmar Fajardo. We all talked about his turnover count last time around. We'll try to solve that here. Marshall Lassiter relocates and scores 2.
They still have to be smart. They still have to be thinking. Dominating every possession, especially on defense, getting those rebounds and clamping down on Junmar Fajardo and CJ Perez remain to be a priority for them.
Offensively, a struggle so far for the Meralco Bolts. They're going to make a couple of changes by going very big. You're going to see that in just a bit as Junmar Fajardo bullies his way inside.
Now the offense of Meralco, of San Miguel, is really humming here. 19 points already.
Bong Quinto, no good there. Motautua hands it off to CJ Perez. Now, one of the indicators always is which coach adjusts first in the first quarter. And looks like Coach Luigi and Coach Nenad are going to try to adjust to this big man lineup here of the San Miguel Beermen as Junmar Fajardo bullies his way inside again.
This is Junmar just saying that Game 3 was an aberration. 2 out of 5 from the field from Junmar. He has started strong here. 8 points already in the game for the newly minted best player of the conference.
You know, there's always a running superstition that if you win an individual award, you might have a bad game in that same day. But not the case for Junmar.
That does not apply to Junmar because he's so used to it.
Just how good Brandon Bates could be as a defensive player. We're seeing flashes of it in this series in particular. As Alain Maliksi with the drive. with analysis of the momentum and how it swings, especially with the pace as the game advances. As Junmar Fajardo able to score inside again. You know, you can talk about pace all you want, but then when Junmar Fajardo is that hot, sometimes it doesn't really matter with him controlling and dictating the game like he is.
But it's clear to Meralco what they need to do.
Yeah.
They need to push the pace of the game. Of course, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And if they cannot stop San Miguel in the half court,
Chris Banquero trying to unlock this San Miguel defense and has been on point here so far. Brandon Bates offering the pick here, attacking Junmar Fajardo. Chris Newsom getting past Jericho Cruz. Free throw jumper, that's good. Chris Newsom only with his 4th point of this game so far, as Meralco still trails San Miguel 26-18.
that's his pet move. Ball fake from 3 and then takes a couple of dribbles to position himself for that jumper.
Hard ball from Jericho Cruz, but that doesn't matter to him. He pops right back up. Here's Chris Newsom driving, attacking. Meralco trying to score with pace. They do that here.
That's the formula. Every time you get the ball, you have to push. Attack before Junmar gets back on defense.
Here's Terrence Romeo working on a much smaller Ancho Cara. Controliano now on the lane Maliksi. Cruz to Marshall Lasser. They find Junmar Fajardo again. Bates, the young center, trying to hold them off. Terrence Romeo has a short shot clock. What does he do? He pulls up and he scores! Much as Bel Gregorio with Coach Peter Martin. As a late Maliksi, unable to get that to fall. You talked about execution a while ago, and Junmar Fajardo was a key part of that in the first quarter. The top plus-minus player in this group is actually Chris Ross, who has yet to register a point here. He's just been doing a lot here that's not seen on the box score. As a late Maliksi attacks. And Brandon Bates with the follow! This best move of the game is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. And Elaine will tell all of us that that was actually a pass. But Terrence Romeo to swing into Ancho Cara. Can't drain the 3 ball, but take a look at Bates coming in for the offensive rebound. Newsom gives it back to Bon Quinto. Quinto on the drive and gets the lay-in.
Very well without the ball.
Active hands here for the Meralco Bolts, and it almost results in a turnover, but Junmar gets it inside and blocked from behind by Cliff Hodge.
First quarter, 29 points for San Miguel. Only 2 points here in the second quarter, and we are at the 5 minutes played here in the second. So San Miguel struggling big time because of that Meralco defense.
CJ Perez pours some cold water on that red-hot run from the Meralco Bolts.
That's what they need to do. Offense has to flow through CJ when Junmar is on the bench.
Here's Banquero working on Protial. Banquero, the sidestep, the finish.
Very patient move there.
Because this has been turning into a sprint race here that Meralco have been feasting on. Here's Bon Quinto. Jansen Rios. Pull-up jumper. Gets that ball. It's a 1-point game once again. Cliff Hodge up top on the attack. Working on Junmar Fajardo. The second chance point after the offensive rebound there for Raymond Amazan.
Because Cliff Hodge has taken advantage of that matchup.
Another turnover here, and Marshall Lasser is off to the races. Marshall attacks and scores. One of the more seasoned veterans of this San Miguel Beermen side, and he's running like he's a rookie. Here's Chris Newsom. Little bump there from CJ Perez. Chris Banquero felt that. Newsom getting free here, working against Chris Ross. Gets the bucket and one. Can't really tell from that angle. But either way, the referee made the decision, and it looks like Coach George Gallen, Junmar was the more active member offensively for the San Miguel Beermen. They were getting it all done as Chris Ross able to get the finish and one. As we take a look at that again, Chris Ross getting the basket and one. And again, they were able to weather that play, which was basically perpetual motion from the Meralco Bolts. And here's Junmar Fajardo inside for his first field goal of the second quarter. Welcome to the third quarter, 51-40 here in favor of the San Miguel Beermen. As the Meralco Bolts will try to get us going here. Chris Newsom does just that to trim the lead down to 9.
But of course, San Miguel making a run in that end of the second quarter.
Moto Dua working on Cliff Hodge. And scoring there, Cliff Hodge saying that he got elbowed under the jaw. And Moto Dua getting the score to up the lead here to 13.
This is San Miguel playing big once again. attacking Cliff Hodge in the low post.
Oh, Cliff Hodge answers back with a reverse.
Continue playing. And here, Cliff Hodge, excellent player as far as off the ball.
Cliff Hodge running, gunning. It is a 5-on-3 break. And the Meralco Bolts score off the break. Working against Marshall Lassiter. Finding Cliff Hodge, and Cliff Hodge again. That is pure. Now Motautua, size advantage here against Chris Newsom. Double team comes from Cliff Hodge. The ball goes and swings around to a wide open Marshall Lassiter, and that typically is the result.
That's a big step.
Let's see whether or not they can find the range. It's Chris Newsom.
Not anymore.
Heard my commentary. Quite obviously. 1 of 11 right now. Chris Newsom said, Paulo, stop it. Well, they're now 1 of 11. That's still a big number there. Here's Motautua, sending that to Chris Ross. CJ Perez to Marshall Lassiter. Marshall answers back 3 with 3.
He has been a difference maker here in game number 4 for San Miguel, and Chris Newsom. Back-to-back baskets here.
Live in this game. Let's take a look at this first. Marshall Lassiter. He can drain threes off the ball, on the ball, as long as it's a three-pointer. Oh, and he gets the offensive rebound. CJ. Good ball movement here. Don Trollano in the corner. And Trollano pushing the lead up to double digits again. First quarter, found live against the second. And these are minutes you have to win if you're Meralco. And Chris Newsom is making sure that they have a shot at that. San Miguel waiting to execute. They've done so good, so well in terms of the half court. And CJ Perez with the extension. Don Trollano on the floor. You have so many shooters here for the San Miguel Beermen. Has a great block there from Bates. Here's Malik C. And Terrence. Blocked by Bates. Sent it all the way back. Motautua attacking Bates. And Bates is there again.
That pull-up jumper blocked by Bates. And then once again, Bates blocking this shot coming from Motautua.
Terrence working on Bates. Passes out to Mike Mo. Big Mo can't get the 3. Meralco fans up and asking for more. Bong Quinto finding Bates. Bates with the baby hook.
Wow.
Here's Vic Manuel. Size advantage against Cliff Hodge. Vic, the turn and the finish. Welcome back, Vic Manuel.
What a call after timeout here from Coach George Gallant. Why not go to the veteran scorer, Vic Manuel?
Chris Newsom. Well, that ended, by the way, the 8-0 run for the Meralco Bolts. And Newsom pulls up for 3, and Newsom scores again! Now up to 22.
Newsom, second 3 of the quarter. Only the second 3-pointer for the Bolts in the entire game, or is it 3?
Here's Don Trollano. Gets that a ball, answering 3 with 3.
You need the balance always when you're playing a game like this, because sometimes you get too excited that you play recklessly.
Manuel scoring again, and he has come into this game unsure if he was going to play a lot of minutes, and all of a sudden he has 4 points here this quarter. Anjo Karam, the pull-up and the block from CJ Perez. CJ on the attack, on the move, finding Jericho Cruz in the corner, thought about it, attacks Banquero, and scoring off the glass! Showing a double, Terrence Romeo to CJ Perez. CJ attacks Banquero. Oh, and how did he score that? He just flipped that up and almost defied physics.
Great response coming from the Beermen here to re-establish this 9-point lead.
Here's Chris Newsom on the drive, and Chris Newsom has been willing the Meralco Bolts back into this one.
Chris Newsom having a big third quarter in the same manner that he did in game number 3.
3 seconds left. Vic Manuel inside again, and Vic Manuel Oh, but is it going to be an offensive foul or will it be?
With this excellent play, excellent work down towards that end of the third quarter. Meralco still won that third, 34-31.
Jericho Cruz gets the second chance points to go when they needed big men.
8 points in that third quarter for Beekmanville.
Here's Chris Newsom. Pull up Jay right in front of CJ Perez. Awesome Newsom. That name is so apt at the moment with 27 points in this game so far. Terrence Romeo. Feeds Junior Fajardo. Brandon Bates. Let's see what he can do against the newly minted BPC. And a great defensive stop there from Bates.
As good as you can defend Junior Fajardo in that situation.
Lane Maliksi misses but gets his own rebound. Trying to fake out Junior Fajardo and finishes up close.
Shooters know when they missed and Lane followed his shot and got the offensive rebound.
Here's Terrence Romeo. Oh, he lost the handle and now Chris Newsom keeps it. Newsom working on CJ Perez. Scored on him just a while ago. Here's Newsom trying to do it again. And he does it again! 84-80 and Chris Newsom has 29 here. He has been pouring it on the Beermen. CJ Perez driving, finding Don Troliano. Now it is Terrence Romeo working on Rios. The jumper at the free throw line is good.
Terrence Romeo will never lose his confidence in a basketball game. Even though he has missed a few shots here, he will take the next one.
Proper shooter's mentality as Cliff Hodge finishes strong inside. Remember, the San Miguel Beermen, when they hit the 100-point mark, have yet to lose this conference as Terrence Romeo pushes him up to 19. 5-point lead for San Miguel. It was a one-possession lead just a while ago. Junior Fajardo, newly minted BPC and you, working on and finding Mo Tautua, who finishes despite the pressure from Bates. Yeah, let's take a look at that again. The feed there from Junior Fajardo to Mo Tautua. The big Junior Fajardo rather, getting it inside, and that will be Meralco ball for some reason, and that was thrown up. Banquero with the finish, and that was one of the strangest sequences I've ever seen play in front of my eyes. Let's see if they can find Jumar again, who now has a new defender on him. Showing a quick double there. Marshall Lassiter in the corner, and Marshall splashes home a three. 6 from beyond the arc. CJ Perez in and out. Junior Fajardo with the rebound. He knows that Bates has 5 fouls, and Bates is not aggressive.
He's going to play with 5 fouls as well. Junmar.
Can they put him in the action? That's what we're going to look for. Going to attack Junior Fajardo. It is Mo Tautua with the foul, and Chris Newsom now with a career-high 35.
Chris Newsom, it did not work. Now it's attacking Junior Fajardo, especially with the 5 fouls. That turns into an open.
We can get a lot closer in the next few minutes here. CJ Perez, Bonquito right in front of him. Junior Fajardo with the pick here. Working on Bates. And Junior Fajardo dumped inside, scores an easy 2. And the San Miguel Beermen will take their time with this one. And CJ Perez with the extension. He hung up in the air, and the Predator adds to the count. 11-point lead here for the San Miguel Beermen as Chris Newsom unable to get the finish, but Hodge is there to clear it up.
Hodge never stops playing.
No, he does not.
He doesn't care what the score is, what the time is. He never stops.
As long as the final buzzer hasn't sounded, Cliff Hodge will give every single bit of energy. But for the San Miguel Beermen, an impending victory awaits them here. They'll take their time as we're under the minute mark. CJ Perez able to get the floater in. He's been a finisher here. This is a reminder, coach, that it is always going to be difficult to get into a scoring match with the San Miguel Beermen.